Bonjour, je suis ravi de vous retrouver cette année encore pour l'AB France ADTECH Summit. Je m'appelle Mark Howe et je suis directeur EMEA, Agence et Relations Industrie. This has been a year unlike any other, but in the midst of huge change, some things remain vitally important. This includes our ongoing responsibility to protect people's privacy and security. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has been felt by all of us, in all corners of the globe, by people, businesses and communities. Personally, from here in London, I've been really impressed by the resilience of the French population. It has brought out the best in so many, especially in the beautiful city of Paris, where we were together last year. I hope I can do enough today to get another invite next year, make it a hat trick and see you live in 2021. But the world has changed. As more people go online, protecting privacy and data is even more critical to ensuring advertising and business in general does not lose touch or trust with their consumers. And what we have seen during the lockdown is that online tools have been a lifeline to understanding what is happening, and we believe will be a catalyst for the recovery. The future has simply accelerated towards us probably 5 years in as many months. We've seen 60% increase in internet usage. We've seen 30 times increase in video conferencing facilities like Google Meets and others. And search interest in online shopping or how to buy online grew by 200% worldwide, driving e-commerce to unprecedented levels. It's important, though, that we consider everyone in our work. In fact, it's a core philosophy at Google. We always start with the user when thinking about privacy and building our products, ensuring we keep people informed and in control. There's an important balance to get right here. As an industry, we need to work together to make privacy work for everyone and to sustain a healthy ecosystem where advertisers and publishers can grow their businesses while user privacy is protected. As a result, last year we opened our Google Safety Engineering Centre as a sign of our commitment to putting European privacy and data protection concerns at the top of our agenda. Europe is in the lead with regulation and is setting the standard globally with control and transparency as the key principles of the GDPR, the same as we believe in at Google. So why is privacy so important now? First off, consumers need it and demand it, especially given this increase in internet usage. And much of what we value online is wholly or partly funded by advertising, and that depends on privacy-safe, useful ads that work for users, advertisers and publishers of content and services. It's important for all of us to get our privacy policies right so that users can trust us. And as I said, people's demand for privacy is growing. In fact, searches for online privacy grew more than 50% from 2019 to 2020. Brands that behave responsibly during difficult times tend to thrive. The IAB found that 79% of UK consumers are more likely to buy from companies that they feel have behaved responsibly during the pandemic, whilst half of people globally have stopped buying from a company or using a service due to privacy concerns. So it's really important to get it right. And of course, businesses also want this, from young talent to senior execs. In a recent WFA report, the World Federation of Advertisers, on data ethics, 82% of senior execs said they would consider leaving their employer if they felt that the data practices were unethical. And attracting young talent means being purpose-driven and aligning with their values. As well as being the right thing to do, most organisations are seeing very positive returns on their privacy investments, with more than 40% seeing benefits at least twice that of their privacy spend. But evolving user expectations on privacy means that the industry needs to work together. You may have seen that 2 weeks ago we became the first corporate member of EASA, the European Advertising Standards Alliance. Maintaining consumer trust in advertising, and especially the ads they see online, is vital for the future of our industry. So it is vital we support bodies like EASA and its network of European ad regulators like ARP here in France. So we know that why privacy is so important, but how can businesses adapt to embrace the changing demands of consumers? Well, I would suggest 4 things: be insight-led, data-driven, agile, and privacy first. Embedding privacy at the design stage and every step of a product's life cycle is essential to continually building trust. So doing these 4 things well will be vital to accelerating recovery in this time of uncertainty, and hopefully we can help you. Now, I'm not an expert, but I've certainly spent a lot of time this year talking about privacy and the best use of first-party data as we plan for a future without third-party cookies. So I'd like to take a moment to share why we think best practice of automation and first-party data can help accelerate growth while respecting privacy. First-party data that your customers have given you permission to use is the best data to help you navigate the recovery in a privacy-first way. It is collected directly, and there is full transparency between the individual and the business. To understand how EMEA businesses drive growth from first-party data, we commissioned a report at the beginning of this year with Boston Consulting Group, and it is hugely informative and surprisingly an easy read, and I've read it twice. The research found that companies that were able to better link their first-party data can double their incremental revenue from a single ad placement and benefit from 1.5 times the improvement in cost efficiency versus companies that do not. Importantly, those marketeers who are doing really well in this area were able to establish a clear value exchange with their customers, and this was key to ongoing success. However, whilst 9 out of 10 marketers said that first-party data is important to their digital marketing programs, the BCG research picked up that less than 1/3 are consistently effective at accessing and integrating their data across channels. So it's a huge opportunity, as I see it, for more agile companies to take real advantage in this space. To give you an example of a company using their first-party data responsibly, take the energy company Engie here in France. In the energy sector, subscriptions to a new supplier can be done offline by call centres or online, of course. In order to better assess the performance of their digital marketing campaigns, Engie, in collaboration with Convertio's technological expertise, took up the challenge of bridging the gap between online, their digital marketing campaigns, website visits, lead generations, and their offline campaigns, reminders, commercial proposals, signing of the contracts. As a result of that combination, Engie saw a 33% increase in sales conversion rate. Pretty special. And I mentioned being agile. Making automation work for you and measuring it effectively means that the future will be about doing more with less data through automation and machine learning. Automation can help keep your campaigns more efficient and adapt them to changing customer behaviour. Strong measurement through the right analytics tools can help companies find the best path they need to be agile. And whilst there is a need to pivot from very precise measurement to conversion modelling, automation can still lead to personalised advertising without using personal data, so that people's privacy remains respected. And finally, there is an opportunity for our industry to rebuild trust. We know that people have growing concerns about how their personal information is being used online. And at Google, We have a responsibility to find better solutions that help people achieve the benefits of personalisation with higher standards of privacy. Which is why Chrome engineers developed the Privacy Sandbox initiative that, if you recall, I presented to you first time this time last year. We want to work with the industry with a transparent approach to finding alternatives to third-party cookies that users feel comfortable with. And collaboration is crucial. We're looking for solutions that work for everyone. Publicly commenting on proposals and sharing results of experiments can lead to productive discussions between ad tech companies, between browser vendors and privacy advocates on how ad personalisation can be supported with stronger user privacy protections. The French industry has demonstrated leadership with companies such as Criteo actively participating in the Privacy Sandbox, and we know IAB France plans to do so as well. We are committed to deploying privacy protective alternatives like the ones being developed in the sandbox, but like everyone else in the industry, we don't know yet what those will look like once implemented. Google's ad engineering teams are participating actively in these discussions, both in the GitHub and in the W3C. And just last month, we shared positive results on a privacy-preserving API called the Federated Cohort of Learning, or FLOC. Overall, our initial evaluations show that FLOCs can provide a strong signal for audience interest-based targeting, even at high anonymity levels. We are now hoping that other companies within the ad tech space can begin running experiments to run the algorithms using their own data to see whether this type of anonymization for users can still deliver results for advertisers. And if you want to, please do get involved with the W3C groups. So to conclude, the future will be even more digital and privacy will matter more than ever. This is something that we as an industry need to work on together. There's so much uncertainty that I believe companies that lean in to the challenge can thrive. But it'll be difficult, and new relationships with media owners, platforms and the whole ecosystem will need to be developed. A new age of cooperation. And in these ever-changing times, we're here to help you and to work with you. Merci de m'avoir invité et pour votre attention. À bientôt.